Get me to the sun, get me to the sea. Vacation on my mind and I'm feeling so free. Four cats at home, yeah, they cheering for me. Turn it up, let's get cruise ready. Hey, I'm on a mission now, I'm shedding the weight. Got a cruise on the way and I can't be late. Dancing every day, yeah, sets me free. Feeling strong, feeling proud, this is who I wanna be. Left step, right step, moving with style. I'm working for the sunshine, glowing smile. YouTube on my mind, where I share my ride. Every beat I drop is a win inside. Move with me, vacation's near. Dance it out, let's make it crystal clear. Every beat, every step, I'm living my dream. Oh, I'm getting cruise ready, you know what I mean. Move with me, watch me shine. Ocean waves calling as I reach my prime. This is my time, my shine, my victory. I'm doing something good and I'm doing it for me. Hands up, breathing.
Hello. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. Fabulous to see. There's four of you here already. I just got home from my friend's house. I was hanging out with my cabin mate, Pamela, and her husband, Rodney. So we had dinner. And hi, Roxanne. Nice to see you. Merry Christmas. Hi, Corgi girl. Nice to see you. I know I just chatted with you in some of my comments on I think my latest video. And if you're not familiar, that's Marshmallow back there. My cats eat on my island. I don't cook on my island because I have a back injury, so I can't really put their food on the floor. I need it elevated for me. So she's up there having her dinner. Well, hello, Chris, 88 Devon, UK. Nice to see you. Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas, as you say, all the way across the pond. Let's see, I think you guys are 6 hours ahead of us. So it's what, 2 minutes after midnight there already? So yeah, the day is almost done here. It is 6:02 and it has been dark since about 4:45. So it's not my favorite to be dark so early. I feel like now it's like I'm only halfway through my workday when it gets really, really dark outside. So yeah. Oh, so it's 11 p.m. So you are 5 hours ahead of us. So 23:02. Now, do you normally say 23:02 or do people actually in the UK will say like 11 p.m.? I've always wondered that because I know I think I've heard it like mixed. People say it mixed ways. Um, yeah, so I've always wondered that. But I am here today because it is weigh-in day. I weighed in on Saturday, December 20th, so I'll go over that in just a second. And I know since it is coming up on the new year that it's diet time. It's 2 past 11. Well, I will have to admit, I did not go to bed last night till after 2 p.m. because I was putting together photos. I have lots of photos from my childhood, even more than I had in my latest video. And I have a lot of different photos from like when I lost weight and then when I gained weight, and then I lost weight and then I gained weight. So I have tons more photos. Well, hello from Eastern Washington State. That is a beautiful state. I have seen it from the shoreline. I've sailed past it. I have not been. I think the closest I got was where is it? Victoria, like a little island off the coast of Vancouver, Canada. Uh, Yeah, most people don't speak in a 24-hour clock. I really wondered about that. So I get that the 24-hour clock is easier, so it doesn't cause mix ups. But yeah, I don't think it's definitely easier to say. And Roxanne says, "Hi, Anna. I'm on the west side of the mountain, so I'm guessing that you are in Washington and you are closer to the coast then, if you are west of the mountains. When I lived in LA, I was definitely west of the mountains. I lived in the LA basin for almost 10 years. I lived in Brentwood for most of that, about 3 miles from the Pacific Ocean, which is pretty fabulous. Well, hey, Kim K, nice of you to join us, and Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for coming in. I figured I might as well do it because at this time of night, there could be a lot of people who are done with their festivities or uh, just honestly don't have family or have other friends to hang out with. And I have friends that I hang out with during the day, but I don't have any family anywhere near me. And I don't honestly haven't much family left, but the ones that I have are in Florida and I am in Northern Virginia. So really good ways away. So Roxanne says in France they use the 24-hour clock when speaking. That sounds about right that France would do it differently than Britain because we can't be the same. I'm not surprised. Try asking a British person the difference between going to a little Tesco and going to a big Tesco. Oh, all the little nuances. I really enjoyed my time in London. I've been twice. Once I went for a concert, the Vamps. Chris, you may know who the Vamps are, probably not. They're a British pop band. But I went and had a great time at the O2 Arena. And then one time I went for a cruise. I came in and spent 2 days in the central London area and then took a bus out to Southampton, and it was pretty fabulous. One of my favorite places to visit ever is London because the public transportation is so simple. And as a single solo traveler, it's super easy for me to get around. I took the Elizabeth line from the airport to Paddington Station for just a few pounds. And then I walked to my hotel, which was just a few blocks away, and then just got on the bus and did whatever I wanted for those days. It was pretty magical. And hey, Lieutenant Grace, nice to see you. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. So Chris says, did well with Christmas dinner today and family, etc., and took my jab as normal when I got home. How did you get on with Thanksgiving? Yep, and yep, the Vamps and the O2. Yeah, the Vamps are people, the Vamps are huge in the UK. And I love pop music, so I really, really enjoyed going to that concert and just having something to do while I was in London that was pretty meaningful. Had a great Thanksgiving, ate what I wanted to. My shot day is Friday, so I was pretty hungry on Thursday. And I just ate what I wanted and then took my shot the next day and then just made sure I got right back on track with my food. Like I have kind of thrown my cares out the freaking window now that I'm on trizepatide. And if I want to have a day where I eat whatever the heck I want, then I do that. And I just don't allow myself to feel guilty about it. I just don't even think about it. Like I just put the food in my mouth and I eat it and I stop when I'm full or when my body says, nope, don't put any more food in your mouth. Because that happens with trizepatide, that you just go to put a bite in your mouth and your body says nope, 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 nope. So that's just one of the really, really great benefits of the medication. And so, yeah, that was one of the topics that I'm going to cover in just a bit. I've got 14 of you in, and it's about 8 after. So probably right at 10 minutes, I'll do my quick weigh in because it's absolutely not exciting. And then I'm just going to kind of cover some real basics of like, hey, you're thinking of starting GLP-1s for the first time. Let's kind of go down a checklist of like what to expect and things to just be mindful of. Um, oh, so you live near Windsor, so you're in Central Time. So that does make a difference. I keep forgetting there are two time zones in the UK. And then losing its grace asking like, what did you eat today? So for Christmas, I had ham, which was fabulous. Chris, I would have loved to have had your honey roasted parsnips and Christmas pudding. But we just had a very simple baked ham with roasted zucchini, which I think you call them courgette in the UK, and yellow squash, which is kind of the same thing as a zucchini, but just yellow, a little milder flavor. And what else did we have? Did we didn't have any other side dishes, and we just had like Pillsbury rolls, crescent rolls. That was it. Super simple. Because actually, all three of us that were eating together are all on Zepbound. So we didn't really have this huge drive to cook a big meal for just the three of us. So it was great. Like we just all ate our fill. We all had one plate. Then had some dessert. I had a slice of pecan pie and some marshmallow fruit salad, which is marshmallows, sour cream, mandarin oranges, and shredded, like not shredded pineapple, like pineapple tidbits. Really, really, really yummy. And that was it. Well, hey, good evening, JC Calamity Jane. Thank you for joining me. You have really been on fire with all your lives and all your videos released lately. Um, oh, so you're saying that UK has one time zone. I know there's another time zone really close to there. So I guess that would be France. I think France is in a second time zone. Don't quote me on that. I don't live in Europe. I don't know what's going on. Ooh, dim sum for brunch. That sounds good. Honestly, we ate at right at 12 o'clock, and it's now 6 o'clock now, and I have not had anything since we ate. We did decided to eat a little early because I knew that I would be coming back home to do the live stream, and it was really simple. Like we cleaned up in like 15, not even 15 minutes, because it was throw the dishes in the dishwasher, wash one pan or two pans or three pans, the ham, the crescent rolls, and the roasted vegetables, and that was it. We were done. Yeah, so GC Calamity Jane says, I've only been able to go crazy because of the help you and Grace provided. Amazing advice to help me set a vision and plan. So, yeah, so JC Calamity Jane and I spent quite a bit of time uh, working on a plan on how to boost YouTube, right? Because YouTube is a strategy. It's a algorithm, and you got to figure out the algorithm and how to get it to show your video to other people. And Marshmallow, you are distracting. She is having playtime right now. But yeah, so definitely. So we spent a lot of time just going through like simple things like thumbnails and titles and uh, descriptions and content and niches and all that good stuff. And so once you can finally figure out how to get people to watch your videos, then you have to just focus on your content. So, and yeah, so focusing on your content, and then watch hours will come. And I actually did that on my cruise channel. So if anybody else watches my cruise channel, or anybody on the live watches my cruise channel, the last three videos I put out are on all of the same subject. So I don't know what it was, but just like all of a sudden, like my third video really took off. And then it really boosted my second video that I put out prior to that, and then the first video is starting to get a few more views on it. So one video has about 800 views. The other video I think has 3,000 views, and then the newest video has over 4,000 views. And I think I've gotten in 7 days about 114 subscribers, which is great because I have 550 subscribers now on my cruise channel, and on this channel I think I'm up to 950, 948, 950. So I'm getting there. Yeah, definitely having 2 weeks of leave helps. I've got 3 days this weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I tried to do all my chores this week. So I don't have anything around the house to do except feed the cats. That's Malibu sitting up there having a chomp, and go grocery shopping. And other than that, I can sit home and focus on videos. Because I definitely want to take the kind of part that I'm talking about today about tips for new GLP-1 users, right? Because the first of the year is coming up, and a lot of people are going to be considering diet plans again. We're going to have all the push from the media about diets and exercise and join this and join that. So I really wanted to try and get out there, uh, get a video out there about like, hey, it's the new year, you're starting a GLP-1. Let's, here's what you can expect from the medication. So now that we got 15 of you on, let me do my weigh in really quick because it's lame though. I'm just going to warn you right now. But the last 3 weeks, I've lost a total of 7 pounds. So I'm absolutely not going to cry about this weigh in. So I do always like to do my stats at the beginning because there are people that watch the video that don't really know me. So let me just turn the comments off the screen here for just a second and just do my stats really quick. So I'm Amy, I'm 5 feet tall, I'm 51 years old, I'm single with 4 cats. They are being really nice today. Last live stream, they were being really annoying, but they're being great today. And I started my weight loss journey on January 1st, 2025 at 304 pounds. For those in the UK, that's 21 stone, 10 pounds. My goal weight's about 124 pounds and that's 8 stone, 12 pounds. And you're probably saying that sounds really, really low. But again, I am only 5 foot tall. So for my frame, that's should be a good weight for me. And then for my calorie intake last week, I think I did pretty good. Like my goal is, uh, so this is the BMR calculator that you just find out there on the internet that calculates the calories that you should be taking in. And it's time for me to update mine. But I should be taking in 2,081 calories minimum, but I want to lose 1.5 pounds per week. So I aim for 1,331 calories per day. Now, this week I averaged 36 calories over, which is, at the end of the day, it's only 0.07 of a pound that I shouldn't have lost. And I should have lost 1.43 pounds based on this. But I can tell you for sure that I did have some water weight on me because all this week I have been weighing lower than my prior weight. So for week 51, shot 44, no change. I had a 0 pound loss, and that is perfectly fine. I know I will lose the weight, and I'm just confident in this medication that I'm going to continue to keep on because actually I already know that I have solidly lost a pound so far. I'm just anxious to see. I'm thinking I might actually get in 2 pounds of weight loss. I've got 2 days to weigh in day, so we'll see how that goes. There we go. Um, yeah, 7 pounds in 3 weeks was pretty darn exciting. It's like one of the biggest losses that I've had so far, and that comes on the tail of me coming back from my cruise vacation. But one of the things I did make sure I was getting in is make sure that I was getting my water goal of 90 ounces. I wasn't getting any exercise, and honestly, the week before last, I was overeating a bit too. So, I don't know, maybe 1,300 calories is too low for my body and it doesn't want to lose weight at that weight. So I guess we'll have to see. And then Anna says, I had a hip replacement 2 weeks ago, stopped shots 2 weeks before, anxious to start again. Will maybe start slower and titrate back up. Yeah, I mean, Anna, that's really up to you. I, if you've only been off it 2 weeks, it's not really technically completely out of your system. Uh, if you have the ability to split dose, not everybody does. They don't safely have the mechanism to do that. Or if you're able to go down, you can try it. I don't necessarily see that being off of it 2 weeks would cause you to have uh, any more symptoms because your body is already acclimated to it. So, I mean, maybe you could just try the regular dosage, and if it's too much, I think worst comes to worst, you may have some diarrhea, but that should be like the only challenge that I could see that you would have from going back to your full dose. Now, if it was like a month or 2 months, yeah, definitely maybe start a little bit lower, but I don't see that 2 weeks should be an issue. And Grace says probably 3 weeks again next week, and that would be pretty darn fabulous because I'm trying to hit I think 60 pounds down by my cruise in May, middle of May, which I know is like way a long shot, but that's what I have to set my goals really lofty in order to achieve uh, a halfway decent goal in between. So yeah, 3 pounds would be great. I don't see that happening. 2 pounds, most likely. But hey, I can have a Christmas wish. And oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Malibu. Cats, I swear. He's sitting behind the can you get your whisker out of the way? He's sitting behind my iPad and he just keeps getting right in the camera view. Um yeah, definitely. I really hope I have a good way in. Okay, so yes, I'm still taking 7.5 and I can't really talk about what my doctor has suggested I do because it's not medically recommended, but yes, for February, I do have a month worth of vials of 15 in my refrigerator. Uh, and that should last me for 2 months. So I don't want to put faulty medical advice out there, but my doctor has uh, in an attempt to save me money, has prescribed me 15 milligrams because it's the same price as 7.5. So, use at your own risk. And yes, Candace, Malibu always wants attention. He's such a baby. Uh, yeah, 2026 is your goal, 12 pounds lost each month. That would be nice. Really, because set my goal at 2.6 pounds per week to hit that. Well, that's what I need to get down 60 pounds by May. Have I lost 10 pounds per month before? Yes. Uh, do I think I'm gonna hit this target? Probably not, unless they release Retatrutide, which would be pretty darn fabulous if they release that medication, because I think I'd definitely hit it then. But, I think setting it so high really forces me, to, uh, at least boost my weight loss because I'm currently only losing 1 pound per week. So that's gonna mentally kind of force me to do more than I'm doing now, right? Get more exercise in, moderate exercise, get more moderate exercise in, definitely get my water in, get better sleep, and just maintain a pretty good control on my calories. So, um, yeah, it'll be fine. I just hope I can lose 10 pounds per month. That would be pretty darn awesome. But when I looked at like losing 1 pound per week, it was only going to be 23 pounds by the cruise. And I'm like, screw that. I'm not going to settle for only 23 pounds. And while that seems ridiculous, like it's only 23 pounds. I need more weight off before I go to Rome. So, well, Merry Christmas, Kathy Barr. Nice to see you. Uh, and let's see. So losing it, Grace. Yep. Little kitty paws, they are everywhere. So let me turn on the comments back on so you guys can see them on the screen. Um, but one of the other things I wanted to talk about was if you're new to taking GLP-1s or you're getting ready to start and you're out there looking for videos that are talking about really starting the medication, there's just kind of some tips and tricks that I'd like to share because I wasted a year of my life being afraid of the medication, and it has to do with there's so much fear mongering out there in the media. And it really kind of scared me. It was the like, oh, well, you're going to have constant diarrhea and you're going to have nausea and constipation and you're going to lose your eyesight and you're going to have a heart attack and all of those things that they put out there in the media that just scare people into not taking things. So I bought into that a little bit, but then I realized, like, once I was taking the medication, that one, the medication was designed for type to diabetes to control your glucose level. So if you are getting nausea, I, as a non-doctor, would assume that you could be having nausea because your glucose level possibly could be low. Uh, and what I do for myself is I tend to take ginger candies, but it is very rare that I ever get nausea. And it's usually because I'm not being mindful of my diet and I'm not eating regular enough. So I have the ginger candy, which of course is full of sugar, but it's also full of um, what else is it? Ginger. It's full of ginger, which is a natural agent that does help with stomach upset. Hold on, I have to move my iPad because Malibu just will not quit. So yeah, so I take the ginger candies and usually within a few minutes, my nausea starts letting up and then I can actually eat a meal because for me, I take the nausea as a sign that I need to eat. Um, hey, Reddy, nice to see you. Oh, look at those beautiful white cats in your avatar. Look, I've got my white cat sitting there on the arm of the sofa. If you're lucky, you'll see her fall off because she falls asleep and falls asleep so deeply she hits the floor. It's ridiculous. Um, but yeah, so for me, the nausea, like just manage it. Don't be afraid of it. Just manage this symptom. It's the same with diarrhea. If you're on a GLP-1 medication and you're having diarrhea, have a look at what you're eating that precipitates or comes before the diarrhea. I think that's the right word. Is it something that's too fatty? Is it something that's too high in sugar and it's throwing your glucose levels out of balance? Uh, so just really like be mindful of those things. If you can't figure out what is causing it, like if there's nothing that is a correlation or causation to it, then make sure you talk to your doctor. Maybe there's medication that they can prescribe that will help with that. And it's the same with constipation, which is the other big side effect. But constipation is extremely common anytime you are dieting. I have never been on a diet where I've not had constipation. The trick is just to treat it in advance. Don't wait until you're constipated and struggling to use the bathroom to take the medication because that does more damage than taking the medication in advance. And I honestly, personally, just use a supplement called Calm, CALM. I just get it on Amazon or at CVS, and it's a powder. It's a magnesium citrate powder that goes in water and I drink that once a day in 8 ounces of warm water. And then I also have a Fiber One bar on a daily basis. I get like the little brownies, and those are my treat. Those are kind of my dessert every day. So just make sure, like, for those main side effects, just try and treat the problem in advance so you don't struggle with that. Make sure you get your water, your sleep, and then work on your movement. Hold on, I can't. I'm getting to the age where I can't see anything. Oh, Malibu. Sorry about that. The cat just kicked my iPad. Jerk. Let's see. Now remember that these medications are not like foreign substances. They are peptides, hormones, naturally occurring hormones in your body, and all they've done is modified them to last longer. So it's not like they've just made up some random thing for us to use. They're just modifying things that are already in our body, and then that's what we're taking. So as far as like putting like really foreign stuff in our body, we're not. We're not. It's things that are just naturally occurring but aren't maybe working the way that we need them to work. And hi, breathing, relaxing music videos. Oh, hi, Dina. Nice to see you. Merry Christmas. Great, fabulous to see you. And Reddy says peppermint tea helps when you're nauseous. Yeah, and probably the warm water too. Uh, and you're stuffed. Yeah, it's getting about time. As soon as I get off, I am definitely going to go have my dinner because we had lunch. Oh, and thank you, Grace. Yeah, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you are on a mobile device, you just close the live chat and you can hit the thumbs up, or sometimes you can tap the screen and double tap the screen, and it will give a thumbs up to the video because that lets YouTube know that this is a great video and will show it to more people. And Kim K says, yes, I'm exhausted, but it's been a good day. Ate one plate, wasn't huge, but butter, salt, sugar will show up in fluid tomorrow. Yep. So what I'm going to do with my dinner, because I'm having ham again, is I'm going to make sure that I drink lots of water tonight before I go to bed. So that way it can start uh, flushing out of my body. Malibu, really? Sorry, the cat is still just being a jerk. Yes, and if you want to share your YouTube channel name, just type #4cats into the chat, and then everybody can see your channel name because there are a lot of people in here who have GLP-1 journeys going on, weight loss journeys that they want to share. So please feel free to share your channel. Yeah, so I did mention try to eat your meals regularly when you're taking a GLP-1. I know that there are a lot of people that really believe in the one meal a day, intermittent fasting, things like that. You know, that's something you really need to talk to a dietitian about as far as like how that helps moderate your glucose levels or how that really works for you. I don't particularly like them because I would tend to find that uh, if I did one meal a day, then I'd start getting to the 12-15 hour mark and I'd start crashing. I couldn't do physical activity, even just like getting up and grocery shopping, taking a shower, moving about the house. My glucose levels would start to tank. And I'm sure that's some type of medical issue, but I've been told many, many times that I'm insulin resistant. One thing I do caution everybody about, especially with the new year coming up and the push, 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 push to get exercise in, is to don't overdo it. Don't go to extremes. There's one person that I like to watch. His name is Sal, Sal, and I think his channel name is Journey with Sal. Let me see if I can find it while I'm chatting. Um, but he has gone to way extremes as far as his workout. So he started at 700 pounds, and he's like running on the treadmill and, walking several miles and spending 5 hours in the gym. And honestly, that is going to lead to burnout. It's going to lead to you injuring yourself. And for most of us, I know for me, I would be just freaking miserable if I was spending that much time exercising. And also, how sustainable is that? And like they say, I think, don't they say it's like 80% to 90% of your weight loss is actually your nutrition? So is that really necessary to go that extreme on the workouts? I personally don't think so. So you can do it without it. Honestly, I know someone who doesn't monitor their food intake at all, doesn't count their calories, doesn't work out, and still manages to lose a half a pound a week just by taking the medication. So, it definitely can be really, really helpful to be in a calorie deficit, but even for some people, that's not even necessary. So why are you out there trying to run a 5K every freaking day? Unless you just really enjoy it. But that's not me. And then, yeah, Grace says, sounds like an episode of The Biggest Loser. And it really does. But then I realized that he has hooked up with some other people that I have seen on the internet and that I've seen on YouTube that have been interviewed. And I can't remember what this guy's name. I think his name is Simon. Um, what was his name? I think he goes by like Goliath or something. But he actually, when you watch his video, he has pretty severe mental illness around his weight. And he was kind of like putting that on other people and influencing the way that they were trying to lose weight, because it was just so extreme. Like, this guy literally quit his job and spends 8 hours a day in the gym, but he also spends so much time eating like 8,000 calories a day because he's working out so much. So that is absolutely, to me, like, why would you eat 8,000 calories a day and then have to spend 8 hours a day trying to work it off in the gym? And yeah, okay, he's doing strength training, muscle building, trying to build up for a muscle building competition. But why? Why? I don't understand why. Oh, okay. So hey, Jadelyn. So with hip replacement surgery, diarrhea will be a big problem with someone recovering. I would start on a lower dose. Yeah, so if you find that taking uh the higher dose gives you the diarrhea, definitely start at a lower dose. Absolutely agree. And I always enjoy watching you because your story is almost as mine. I wish that we lived near each other to support each other more and more, by the way. I'm a very good cooker. Oh, that sounds great because that's, one thing I missed out in life is that my partner that I had for 26 years, my ex-husband, he could cook a few things, but to actually get him in the kitchen to, like, him come home from work and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna cook us dinner. Like, what do you want?" Yeah, nope, nope, nope. It was very much the old school. Uh, yeah, it was very much the old school, uh, 50s housewife expectation that he had, even though I was still expected to work 40 hours a week and maintain a full job. I was still expected to act like a housewife and do all the other things. So that got old. Hi, Lindsay. Hi from Las Vegas, visiting family again for the holidays. Happy holidays, everybody. Well, happy holidays to you too, Lynn. I actually lived in Vegas, funny enough, when I was a kid in Indian Springs, which is north of Vegas, out towards the Nevada test site. My dad worked for the government and he wired nuclear bombs. So we lived out there in the middle of nowhere for about 4 years. When we first moved there, he actually lived in a trailer park in Las Vegas, and I would go and hang out at the pool the whole time I was there. It was a lot of fun, but it was really neat to see that part of the world because I'm originally from Florida, and it was definitely a huge change from Florida. So I'm still trying to find Sal's. I think it's Journey with Sal. You know what? Maybe he's not on this channel. Let me switch to my other channel and see if I can find him. I know I think it's hard when you have a channel name, but your handle isn't the same. Sometimes it can be difficult to find it. And it was really, really hard to find his channel. Let me see if it's on my other one. Because I have like a personal channel. I try to keep my channels separate, like what I watch on my Amy Loses It. I try to only watch diet content. On If You Seek Amy K, I try to only watch cruise content. And then on I have a personal channel and I tend to just watch whatever the heck I want to on that one. I try to keep that one to like just my personal choices, all the random stuff that I watch. Um, Malibu, you are, yeah, I cannot find Sal. You know what? What I'll do is I'll put it up in the comments at the end because I highly recommend that if you're looking for an example of maybe what not to do on a GLP-1 journey, I think Sal is a good example of maybe not what to do. So yeah, so I'll make sure I get that there so you can see that. And Grace is like Oppenheimer. Well, this would have been quite a bit after that, but yet technically. So he worked on a project that I think has been declassified. Otherwise, he wouldn't have told me about it because my dad was extremely secretive because sorry, I have to move my thing again. Because he was extremely secretive about what he did and did not talk about it at all because we lived kind of like in an area where we were really, really close to the base and our phones were tapped and people were actually watched and all that good stuff. But he did go down into tunnels and wire up uh, atomic bombs that they were testing and exploding them underground to see what would happen. Oh, Roxanne, thank you so much. Uh, Journey with Sal. Yes, that's definitely who to check out. He has lost so much weight, but I know he's not taking a GLP-1. And if you watch his videos, you will definitely see the mental health aspect that can really, 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 really be helped by using a GLP-1. So you'll see his struggle with food. He definitely has an addiction disorder. He was addicted to gambling. I don't know if he had substance abuse, drinking, or smoking issue, but he has a food addiction like nothing else. And he also eats like 5,000 calories a day or something because he spends so much time in the gym, which just does not compute for me. And it's not on on my level of understanding. And then, hi, Lil Bell, nice to see you. Merry Christmas to you. No worries about being late. Uh, the replay will always be available when you're done. So yeah, so Journey with Sal, if you want to get a look at what not to do when you're doing a GLP-1, unless again you really, really, really love working out. Um, some of the other things to mention, like when you're taking a GLP-1 or getting ready to start, not all of us are as far along as I am with our mental health healing from diet and weight loss. Um, so that's something to think about. Like if you're thinking of negotiating with yourself about not taking shots or skipping shots because you want to eat more food at an event, then I highly recommend that you take the steps to start working on your mental health because that is a bigger symptom, or it could be a symptom that you need to titrate because it's the medication's not giving you the coverage that you need to break that pattern of behavior. Because 2 years ago, I was definitely still in that mindset of, oh, well, I can't do this. I can't do that diet, or I can't take this medication, or I can't get that surgery because the food, what about the food? I don't want my food taken away from me. But I do still see people like, oh, well, I'm going to skip my meds so I can eat a ton of food at Christmas. Well, but for me, like I would rather take my meds and not want to eat so much food at Christmas. I want to eat what fills me up and enjoy what I have, but not be kind of like overindulging in things. So that is definitely something that I highly recommend is if you are struggling with the mental aspect of uh, your weight or your mental health around taking the medication, make sure that you seek out counseling um, because that's something that can help you heal. And I started doing that right when I started taking Zepbound, and it really, really helped a lot. And Christy Wright says, "Yeah, me too." So I assume that you're talking about, yeah, just take your meds and eat normally. Now, if you're someone who does get like severe diarrhea or really bad nausea or some other side effect, like right after you take your meds, then yeah, by all means skip it so you can enjoy the day. But I have never once had a side effect so bad that I couldn't enjoy whatever I was doing and going on vacation. I took my meds with me on vacation and took them while I was on the cruise ship, and it was fabulous because I wasn't thinking about when I could get to the buffet next or when I was going to get my next snack. I was busy enjoying myself on the cruise ship. Let's see. Work on your mental health, avoid extremes. Titration, listen to your body and talk to your doctor. Um, because I know they set a titration schedule, but that was based on the uh what do you call it? Like the study that they did. So when they were putting it through its paces in the trials, they made a titration schedule because that's what they need to do for the pharmaceutical trials. And then they came out with the rules about like, oh, titrate up like every month. No, we've all learned from using it for so long that you titrate up when your body tells you to, and just ask your doctor about it. So if you start getting food noise back, you start getting really hungry uh, within 2 or 3 days of taking your shot, or you just stop losing weight for a month, then definitely investigate titrating up. But there's no need to move up if it's still working for you. And but also on the other hand, there's no shame in needing to be on the highest dose. So don't let that stop you from going up if you need to go up. So Losing It Gray says there's a GLP-1 couple who are going on holiday and were upfront with the viewers of skipping their doses because they wanted to enjoy their vacation. Well, I mean that's fabulous for them, but to me, I don't know what more why not take why skipping the medication would make it more enjoyable. Is it because they still have uh the mental focus on, oh, I need to eat all of that food, and in order to enjoy my vacation I need to be able to eat whatever I want, um which is definitely, if that's how they want to do it, that's fine. But for me, I think I'm so done with being overweight that I don't care anymore about like worrying about, well, this really great meal and that really great meal and this and that. I know I want to lose the weight, and then I'll deal with maintenance later. And okay, maybe then maybe I'll skip it if I really want to feel that food craving again. But for now, I'm perfectly fine not skipping my medication. Yeah, no, no, I don't skip. I already know how to prioritize delicious food, Lil Bell says. Yeah, and that's true. Like, if I'm hungry, I try not to go graze on stuff that is not of high value to me. If I'm on the cruise and I want that, steak and cake for dinner, then I just make sure I'm not like filling myself up with junk during the day. And Rennie says, I still enjoy my vacation. I don't want to skip. It's not all about the food. Yeah. So it's like there's a lot of us that are already far along in our mental journey with the medication. And then some people are still like have not caught up. And oh my gosh, we're already at almost 50 minutes. And I promised you all photos. Let's do photos. So I went back through a bunch of my photos and I kind of dug up a bunch of photos. So here's kind of my story. I'll talk while I'm showing them to you, so I'm not uh, wasting anyone's time here. I'm just going to turn the comments off the screen. Okay, so here's me. Always had a cat in my hand. I think I was about 1.5 here. Normal kid, right? 6 years old, normal kid. This is, I don't know if you can see my cursor on the screen, but to the left of me on the screen is my brother Eric, who recently passed away, my cousin Paul on the right, and those two were the same age. And then my brother Kenny behind me. Kenny was 6 years older than me, or is 6 years older than me, and Eric was 4 years older than me. So about 6 years old, normal kid. No weight problems at all. And then we go to me at 10 years old, normal kid, normal body, just really short, but uh, in proportion, look great. 11 years old, you can see I'm starting to hit puberty, starting to fill out. Um, but between that 6 and 10 years old, I had lived with my father, and he was obsessed with my weight. Everything about everything I did in a day was about what I ate and exercising. He would force me to work out. He would make me go to exercise classes. He would make me run. He would get on his motorcycle and ride it beside me, alongside me, and make me work out. but I was a normal kid. Like, I wasn't overweight. He would monitor my diet and I could only eat certain things, but then he would eat those things that he would tell me I couldn't have in front of me. And it wasn't a lot of things, right? Remember, I couldn't have like ice cream or dairy stuff. So it would be like cakes or cookies or snacks or peanuts or things like that. He was so obsessed with my weight that at this point, by 10 years old, all I thought was I was fat, I was fat, I was fat. And then 11 years, you get into sixth grade and middle school, and kids are horrible. I was called fat, I was teased, I was made fun of. My mom always cut my hair and terrible. She'd always cut my hair short because she liked it short. I hated it short. But I was also like one of the poorest kids in the school. Like like where I wore my mother's hand-me-downs, or I got my clothes from Goodwill. I never had the nice things that other people had. We didn't always have food, we didn't always have water, we didn't always have electricity or gas to heat or cook our food. But kids were so freaking mean. They just constantly made fun of me for my weight. Uh, but then by the time I hit 15, I started developing an eating disorder and I struggled with anorexia for about a year, where I would barely eat more than 300 calories a day. And you can see like how thin I was at 15. Um, and then luckily, by the time I started hitting 16, I got a job at Burger King and I started kind of losing a little bit because I started earning money. There's my little rabbit behind me where I'm standing in the pink shirt. That was my first car. It was a Volkswagen Rabbit. And I started putting on a little bit of weight, but gosh, like I looked back at these the other day and I'm like, why did I think I was so fat? And I'm wondering maybe if I had body dysmorphic disorder, because I swear that looked at myself and thought I was like 200 pounds. I didn't realize that I was actually a thin person because no one ever once commented, "Oh, you're so thin, you look so great, you look so healthy." I would go to my dad's house. He gave me $1,000 to buy that car behind me because he was disabled and wanted me to go visit him. But every time I visited him, the first thing he did was make me get on the scale. And there was always a comment about my weight. But he was overweight. He was 300 pounds at 5'7". So I don't understand um, why. I just don't understand why he thought that that was appropriate and that's the way you treat your children. So then I stayed at a normal weight when I was 17, and then I got married at 18. I met my ex-husband in February, like right at my birthday. And then we started dating, and this would have been the 18-year-old picture would have been November. And I was 145 pounds. And I swear to you, I thought I was the fattest thing on the planet. It's just such a joke how bad people make you feel about yourself. When I look back, I'm like, why am I going for 124 pounds when the picture on the right is 145? I look great in that picture. What I wouldn't give to live in that body again. I missed out on all of the things that I think about living in a skinny body would mean to me because of somebody else's mental health issue. But, as a kid, you don't realize that that is the problem. But because I've spent so much time working on my mental health and really examining the things that have hurt me the most over my life, that I've recognized what has happened, and learning to deal with that and learning to forgive and move on, because my parents weren't the parents that I needed, and I have to learn to deal with that. Okay, so here's another one at me at 19 when I started putting on quite a bit more weight. I was probably about 160 on the left, and I was so desperate for clothing that I just ran and stopped at a store on the way to my sister-in-law's graduation and just put on anything that I could get to fit. I was like in a size women's 10, But I swear to you, I felt like I was 300 pounds because my mental health about my weight made me feel like I was 300 pounds and I wasn't. Sure, it was a little chunky. Yes. But one, I'm wearing completely the wrong style clothing for my body and doesn't help my appearance. But I was just so desperate that to buy clothing that fit me, because had such a skewed mindset that I couldn't bear to walk into a store to buy clothes. So then we moved to about it looks like 7 years later, and this on the right was my first cruise in 2020, and I was at 180 pounds then. And again, it's the same story. I thought I was so freaking fat, but when I look back at that, I think I look pretty darn good. I actually was very fit. I exercised 5 to 6 days a week. I was always on a diet, constantly eating well, eating fruits, vegetables, eating all the things, doing all the things. But it was just my mindset was so skewed. But then we move up quite a few more years, and you can see on the left at Disneyland Paris for the 15th anniversary, I was probably right at 200 pounds, but my face, honestly, in that photo was so swollen because I'd been on so many medications for my back injury on right around my 30th birthday in 2014. I severely injured my lower lumbar region, and it was yeah, it was really, really bad. It was to the point where I couldn't walk for about 6 months and really needed surgery, but I had no health insurance and I couldn't get it done. And but I had to take all these medications that just made me swell up. But then 4 years later, I went on a cruise, a river cruise in Europe, and I was probably 214 pounds at that point. So I was getting to the point where my body had left the set point of 180 and was starting to work its way up and trying to find another balance. So I just uh, slowly started gaining weight, and you can see my hair color changed. My hair's naturally black, but after my accident and injury in 2014, I really started getting a ton of gray. A lot of it was stress. A lot of it was uh what was it? Stress and the medication, and obviously just my age. I was getting up there in years, and I found that I couldn't cover the gray effectively with a darker color. So I just started going a little bit reddish blonde. Um yeah, first cruise was just no, not sorry, not 2020, 2000. So the year 2000 was the first cruise I ever went on. And I did Princess in 2020, in sorry, not 2020, 2000. In the year 2000, I did Princess, and then I did Celebrity in 2001, and then I did a couple more few cruises and then stopped for 10 years. And thanks, Gray. Yeah, I think I've always had I love my hair. It's one of the things I really think I do. Uh, like a lot about myself is I've always thought I've had really great hair, and I always hated it when my mom cut it off. I don't because it tangles really easily. I have a lot of hair, but it's super fine. Gets really tangled. Okay, so then start moving up a few years. You can see I was 38 years old. And this was around the time that I had just started on the left. I had just started was just getting ready to start Ideal Protein. And this is my mom, grandma, and aunt who have all since passed away, very sadly. My grandma went first at 89, then my mom 6 months later, and about 2 years later, my aunt went after them, which is sad. I miss them a lot. But, after losing them, I'm like, I just need to do something about myself. I really need to figure it out, and I need to get myself sorted. So then by the time I had hit 39 in February of 2014, I decided to do Ideal Protein. And so this photo on the right in the purple dress was taken probably around November. I think I was searching for some new dresses, and this was my lowest, probably back down to 180. And I thought I looked great in this photo, but of course, I can't really see it back then. I could see that I'd lost weight, but it's so not apparent when you're looking at photos of yourself to see how much that you have lost. And then, of course, because diets are diets, and when you have the disease of obesity and you're not taking medication to treat it, what happens? You stop doing 800 calories a day, and then weight starts creeping back on. So you can see, like 2 years later, I had maintained a decent amount of weight loss, but I was probably about 215 in this photo with the National Park Service. I think that was Death Valley. I think we had gone to Death Valley on vacation because we went back to LA to visit friends and then drove out, stayed in a timeshare in Vegas for a week. And then you can see a couple more years later, I'm starting to put on more weight, and my poor apron belly is just getting the better of me. Uh, and because that's the last place I put on weight. Like when I put on too much weight for my body to handle, it goes into my belly and in my thighs. Thanks, Roxanne. I loved that purple polka dotted dress. I probably gave it away when I put weight back on because I got so mad at myself that I think I kept one dress from that time frame, and then uh, got rid of the rest. So I really did love that dress. It was fabulous. It was really comfortable to wear too. So again, I'm just continuing to get older and putting on more weight. So on the left is me in Switzerland. I was on the Glacier Express train and we stopped at a little tiny town. They let us get out and take some photos. I was pretty miserable on that trip because it was difficult moving my body around and getting up and down stairs with my suitcases at that weight. And then between Switzerland and October of 2023, like I'd lost my stepmother, not my stepmother, I'd lost my mother-in-law in between then, and my brother. I had dealt with the tragedy of having to terminate life support for my brother because I was his closest relative. He wasn't married. So the legal decision came down to me. You can see how much more weight I've put on in my Halloween costume. And that was probably at my highest weight of 304. And let me tell you, I was so miserable. I can't even express the words of how miserable I was at that point. And then this is me on the left in downtown Philadelphia. It's October of 2024. So right before I decided to start with my weight loss journey. And then on the right is me and my cabin mate, Pamela. She has since lost a lot more weight, but this was last Thanksgiving, so a year ago. And I was probably at my highest weight, and that's my blue weigh-in dress. So yeah, so that's kind of the journey of like me just going up and down and up and down and up and down. And then this is my most current photo on the right, me at 259 pounds. I can say that I've lost 5 pounds since then. Yay! So I'll keep taking photos with that dress on until it just falls off. And they still sell those dresses. So I will probably be able to get another one and wear that when I lose all my weight. So that is me in photos. See, has your hair been affected by your recent weight loss? Yes. My hair started really falling out. Uh, I'm going to say 2020. Like seriously, I actually have like a bald spot here in my sides. Like it's really hard to tell, but this is not gray. This is my scalp. But I mean, okay, granted, like all this hair here is gray when it's not dyed, but this is like you're seeing how thin my hair is. And I've always had super thick hair, not like individual strands. My hair itself is not thick, but I always had so much of it. Um, but yeah, because I had such a really bad menopause and really struggled with my hormones, I started losing a lot of hair. And I then started losing more hair with the GLP-1s. But at the end of the day, I'm just I'm just gonna chalk it up to when start eating in a non-calorie deficit again, when I have lost the weight, it'll come back. It shouldn't, the hair follicles shouldn't be dead. I'll just have lost weight. You're very welcome. I know everybody loves photos, so I thought it was cool that I would share them with everybody. And then Grace says, "Yeah, you're a dress girly." I will have to say that I do like dresses, but in the end, when I started getting into the 300s, I really started wearing dresses because I couldn't find pants that fit. Because I'm so short and so round, I really, really struggled. And I hate jeans. Honestly, I hate zippers, buttons, and snaps. I'm a pull on pants all day kind of person, and I just couldn't find stuff to fit me that was comfortable. You know, everything would be like, oh, the max we go to is 3X, and I'd gotten to the point where I just needed a 4X. So it was getting really difficult to find pants. So I'm like, well, look at these dresses. They are comfortable and great, and they fit me, and they go up to like 6X or something. So that's why I started wearing them. Um, well, thank you so much, JC Calamity Jane. I still refuse to believe you're 50, which is such a young spirit, and it shows. Yes, I'm definitely, I'm 51, about to turn 52. And actually, I was talking with my friend Pamela today, and I'm like, I feel that looking at my photos, that I don't feel that I've really aged that much in a lot of the photos. Uh, that, some people you can really see their age. And then she says, well, people who are overweight do tend to look younger. And I'm like, yeah, I get that because I have extra fat in my skin, and it does help prevent wrinkles. But you saw that photo of with me, my mom, and my grandmother and my aunt. And here, let me put that back up on screen with the four of us. This one, you saw this photo. My grandmother in that photo is 87 years old. She looks younger than my mom, who is in the gray shirt, because my mom was a lifelong smoker. But my grandmother, she did not even get gray until she was 85. So, yeah, so I think, and then my aunt to the left, I'm going to say in that photo, she was probably 65. So, yeah, I think I'm just really lucky that I have good genes, and I don't tend to look my age. Well, except in this harsh, crazy light. Um, well, hey, Cookie, nice to see you. Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas, Cookie. Merry Christmas. Nice to see everybody. So, it has been an hour, so that is my limit of what I like to keep you all on, but there are 30 people here, and I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Well, hey, Anissa, nice to see you. Um, and I really, really hope that everyone on here has an absolutely magically fabulous 2026, and that you lose all the weight that is physically possible in 2026, and that your dreams come true, and everyone just learns to let go of food guilt, and that we all start to heal on this journey, and let go of our body dysmorphia, and just positive, positive energy, and let's all move forward and into 26 thinking it's going to be the greatest year ever. Well, hey, Tuber Chat, nice to see you. uh if you were not on earlier, make sure you go back and watch. I did a slideshow of through the years of Amy and her up and down weight loss, all over the place. But yeah, I figured I'd jump on. Well, thank you so much, Tuber Chat. I really love watching your live. So if anyone in here is does not watch Tuber Chat, definitely check out their channel. It's a connect and grow community, and active sharing of YouTube channels, supporting small creators and helping us grow. And they've been really fabulous. Uh, always sharing my channel. It's been really, really great. Well, hey, Coach Juliet, it is really nice to see you. Um, Yep. So you can see that Tuber Chat's familiar with a lot of you on here. Oh, and don't forget hashtag FOURCATS. So hashtag 4cats. If you would like to share your channel name, when I end the live stream, there will be a good 30-second outro that the chat will still work. So make sure you do hashtag 4cats. And when the live stream processes after 24 hours, the live stream chat will appear. So if you are catching the end of this and want to see the replay and want to see the live chats, it does take about 24 hours to come up on YouTube. But let me just show the comments again. But I really just want to thank everybody for being here. Hashtag what? Here, hold on. Hashtag, I'll type it in the chat. Hashtag FOURCATS. Hashtag 4cats. There you go. Yeah, so make sure you share it because Reset with Anissa. Anissa's got 2 channels, and JC Calamity Chains got a channel. Pretty much most of you on here have YouTube channels because it's the fun thing to do nowadays. It really is a blast. And if you ever need help with your YouTube channel, just hit me up in one of the comments, and we can connect together and talk about like what I've learned so far on my YouTube journey, and it's been really fabulous. And as always, I leave a link to the YouTube community that I'm a part of. That I did pay a fee to join, but it's really fabulous, and it's got a great training course with it that is accessible all of the time, and it is self-paced and has really great content as well as really great community behind it for tips, tricks, analyzing your channel, uh, all the good things. Like if you're stuck or you need someone to tell you what to do with a thumbnail, uh, they are there. We're all there for each other. It's really, really great. And Coach Juliet Edens is asking, where are the kitty cats? Hold on. Okay, so let me see if you can see Kevin. Kevin is sitting over here on top of the litter robot box. So when I bought the litter robot 2 years ago, of course you can't get rid of the box because you have to put a cat on it. No idea on earth where Marshmallow, who's my white cat, or Sheldon, my tan cat, but Malibu, hold on. Malibu is right there being a royal pain in my rear. He is sitting behind my iPad and constantly kicking it. He's a sweetie pie. Not a lot of brain cells. I'd say he has uh, orange cat vibes. He's weird. He has very weird behaviors compared to any other cat I've ever owned. But he's beautiful and beautiful eyes. But yeah, everybody, no, I guess nobody's hungry yet. They're not bugging me. I heard Kevin moving, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see that far. Oh yeah, he's moving. He's licking himself. You see the little tiny bit of white on his face because he's got a blaze pattern. But yeah, that's what the cats are up to. I need to do a show and tell one time with the cats. See if I can corral everybody up. But you know what it's like herding cats. I'm really good at herding cats, but it is tough. Yeah. And it's the orange cat behavior. I have owned a lot of orange cats, and I've had some real I don't know, airheads. The worst, the kind of, I don't want to say stupidest cat, but I would say the least bright cat that I've ever had was a gray and white. He was a bicolor with the beautiful blaze pattern. Uh, he was a Norwegian forest cat, and he was dumber than a box of rocks. So Anissa, you've had feisty orange tabbies. All of my orange cats have been super, super sweet baby dolls. So I have been absolutely blessed. Um, male gray tabbies are your jam. Yeah, they're really, really great cats. I have to say my highest um my highest energy cat is my little tan guy who weighs about 7 pounds, Sheldon. Uh, super cute, super duper cute guy, but just ball of fire. He's like on fire all the time. Oh, well, thank you so much, Coach Juliet. Keep me running on replay on Saturday. On my list, go and watch Netflix Christmas movie number 3. Yeah, my friends and I watched 2 Christmas movies today. They were a lot of fun. Usually Pamela likes to watch the shoot 'em ups, and I'm like, no, it's Christmas. We don't need to watch all that violence. Let's just watch something happy. And I thought the Netflix Christmas romance movies were pretty good. If you haven't seen Secret Santa, that was really cute. We watched that today with the girl who was from Virgin River in that series. It was really good. So Anissa says my calico was my sweetie. I've had an unusual calico. She was a tortoise shell. I had a dilute tortoise shell, which is like the gray and pink. She was like gray and like peach color tortoise shell. And then I've had the darker one, but she was more brown, like brown and black tortoiseshell. And then Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yeah, no, there was a lot of comments on that. Oh, whose channel was I watching? It was Tuber Chat. I think they were talking about Christmas movies. Or Rob the Maritimer. If anybody watches Rob the Maritimer, he was asking everybody this week like what their favorite Christmas movie was, and a lot of people said Die Hard. Mine is probably like Vacation, like National Lampoons. I love National Lampoons. Other than that, like the old stop frame animation, like what is it, Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. That was great. And my girl, oh, so Coach Juliet, my girls love the Jonas Brothers Christmas. Very cute. Uh, I definitely want to see that because I'm a huge Jonas Brothers fan. I'm a huge pop music princess. Love my pop music. Love the NSYNC, the Britney Spears, uh, and all the pop stuff. So I definitely want to see that, but I don't have Disney Plus or Hulu. So I gotta figure out. Maybe I can pay just to watch the one thing. And yes, it was Rob the Maritimer. Yeah, he was asking because he said his was vacation, Christmas vacation with Chevy Chase. And funny enough, hold on, my sister-in-law sent me a card. So my ex-husband's sister sent me a card with a sticker on it that said, "You serious, Clark?" And that's from one of the National Lampoons because that was kind of always our fun thing to watch as a family. Because remember, I got married at 18 and I actually went to high school with my sister-in-law. My ex-husband was my brother's age, 4 years older than me, and my ex-husband went to school with my brother, and then I went to school with his sister. She was a year behind me, so we all knew each other. We lived in a small town. But yeah, one of the fun things that we always did around the holidays was watch the National Lampoons movies because they were just great. There's so, I don't know. It's totally my type of humor. That and what else? That and the airplane movies. Oh, I loved those. I have a friend who like really loves Blazing Saddles and he keeps telling me I have to see it. But I love that kind of just corny humor. I love humor where it's not necessarily obvious that it's a joke, where it's all about like facial expressions and body language. I think those sometimes are just funnier than people trying to tell a joke. Oh, and so Roxanne's gonna re-binge watch The Crown. I haven't seen that. I was actually kind of traumatized by Princess Diana's death. It's one of those things those moments in history where you remember exactly where you were at the moment that you heard the news. I was lying in bed. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, or Marietta, Georgia. And I was lying in bed. My ex-husband was up watching TV, and he came in and he like woke me up and said that she'd been in an accident and didn't think she was going to live. And uh, yeah, I remember it so specifically. It's like, I remember like with 9/11, like where I was at work. I lived in Orlando, and I was at work at downtown town Orlando. Uh, and I worked for a civil engineering firm that did like uh, architecture and engineering for roadways and really big projects. And the president's secretary had a TV on her desk, like one of those little 4-inch TVs. And I'd run up there to drop off some accounting paperwork, and we were watching the TV. So it's like cool that like some of these things like really stick in your brain. So Roxanne says, "Oh, so good. Just watch the early years of The Crown to avoid the whole Diana thing. Claire Foy is fabulous. So I'll definitely have to check that out." I just watched Department Q on Netflix with, oh my God, Matthew Good. Fabulous. I love British dramas. I love British crime stuff because I don't really like a lot of violence. Now, I've noticed over the years, the last couple years, they've started adding a little bit more violence in them, but there's still nothing like American violence. But Department Q, fabulous. I thought that was really, really good. Um, I just love, I wish I had BritBox because I would probably watch that all day long. It's like the Great British Baking Show. I love the British version. I do not like the American version at all. I just think it's just so much better. I used to always watch like all the British comedies, like Are You Being Served, Chef. Uh, I watched Faulty Towers a little bit, but like Are You Being Served? I absolutely love that show. So if anybody of you like British comedies, definitely check out Are You Being Served? It's old, but it is so much fun. Um, I'm gonna say Losing It Grace, that American Gangster and Departed is probably way too much for me. Um, I don't know. It was like I watched N what was it, what's Avatar? So I watched the 2nd Avatar, because I really wanted to see, like, the scenery and the just beautiful world and the computer graphics, but then it ended up being nothing but a fighting movie, and people at battle and killing each other, and I'm like, "I don't why?" I'm tired of watching all this conflict. It's it's just not something that I like seeing anymore. Oh, and Roxanne the Diplomat was great. And it's funny because I live in the DC metro area. So I know tons of people who, work at I was gonna say Secretary of State that work at the State Department, and I know people who have been high up in consulates in other countries, and it's just funny that like kind of like knowing people who have like physically gone through stuff like this in other countries. I can just so relate to what really happens behind the scenes versus like what people who don't have this in their life or know things about it, the difference in our experiences. But The Diplomat was great. I haven't seen season 3. I got up to the end of season 2 and about fell off the sofa uh, at the end of that. But like her husband, I literally just, oh my gosh. I don't want to say the words on YouTube of what I would like to do to him, but it might involve a baseball bat. That man, oh my gosh. But yeah, people, if you have watched The Diplomat, you would understand why I was so fired up at the end of season 2. But season 3 is on, and I need to put that on my list. So okay, well, I have run my mouth way more than I should have. And I know there's still 24 of you on here watching. But I just want to thank you again for being here. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I know Hanukkah's over, but I hope you had a joyous holiday. Oh yeah, losing it, Grace. I've seen that, and I wanted to throttle that girl too. Oh, I felt so bad for some of the people. So, folks, if you have not seen After Dark with a woman who is blind and has a guide dog, and her parents run a school for the blind, like a guide dog school. You have to see it because it goes into more than just the difficulties of her being blind, but it also goes into the mental health aspect of how people deal with life when they have a disability that started later in life. And it was not pretty. Total, absolute narcissist personality. Really, really great show. Oh, and unbelievable. So I'm going to put this in the chat. If you have not seen Unbelievable, I think that's how you spell it. I think that's right. But Unbelievable, it is a story of a girl who is a troubled woman who reports that she's been raped, and it's about the story of the SA. I guess I'm not supposed to say the R word, but the SA that happened or supposedly happened in uh, the whole timeline of her dealing with the police and all of the other things. Unbelievable is fantastic, based on a true story. Uh, and you will be so angry by the time you're done watching that, which I think is a good thing because it really evokes emotion. And I think watching something like that makes you also too remind yourself uh, that we have to be mindful of judging people in who are already in difficult situations, or maybe did put themselves in a difficult situation, maybe don't have the best track record, but doesn't believe mean that they shouldn't be believed when they have something terrible happen to them. But Unbelievable, yeah, so Roxanne, you're right. That story happened close to where you live, and it's infuriating. It is so infuriating. Such a fabulous mini series. And I highly recommend, ladies, for the men in your life, them sit down and watch that movie. Anybody who is male at birth needs to sit down and watch that movie or watch that series, because I think it will open some eyes into what uh, women go through. It's absolutely crazy the things that we go through, and you wonder why we don't report SAs or abuse. Well, there you go. That's really, really points it out. So, yeah, make sure you watch Unbelievable because it is such a great, great, great show. And if anybody is ever interested in things like I particularly like to watch things about other cultures. I love learning. I love watching foreign movies or movies that are not necessarily about American culture. I would say The African Doctor is one of my favorites, and Black Earth Rising. Now, a lot of people that I tried to get to watch Black Earth Rising, so I'll put the names of them in the chat. The African Doctor, and Black Earth Rising. A lot of people had trouble with starting Black Earth Rising. They thought it was boring. But if you are familiar of anything about Rwanda, about the Tutsis and the Hutu and the war that went through that area, this kind of touches on that. Um, and I was like screaming at the TV after the end of the first episode. But it was really, really good. It has John Goodman in it. Uh, it really well acted and kind of went into the political aspect of that war. And I know, look, that's not for everybody, but I love learning about other cultures, history, and other countries. And I thought it was a valuable movie to watch. Also, Hotel Rwanda, kind of set in the same time period of the wars that are talked about in Black Earth Rising. And then The African Doctor is really a really heartwarming movie about a man in Zaire, which is a country that doesn't exist anymore, but he comes from a really wealthy family because that was a really wealthy country in Africa, on the African continent. And he's in medical school and he graduates, and then they ship him to a small town in France to be their doctor, their local country doctor, when their French doctor is no longer able to care for people. And of course, back in the 70s, people didn't know what to do with him. Uh, you know, so it was a really fascinating to see how long it took for him to become integrated with the village and people to trust him. It was really, really great. And I really love the scene when his family rolls up because they're like wealthy, just dripping with money. And here he is living in this rundown little shack of a house in the country of France, in a country village in the middle of France, in the middle of nowhere. And I don't know, I just loved The African Doctor. I thought it was such a great movie. So those are definitely some things that you would probably never, ever, ever think about to put on your watch list. So yeah, so definitely check those out. But yeah, unbelievable for sure. And After Dark, definitely great. So, okay, well, it's an hour 30, and I know I still got 26 of you on here, but I'm going to let you go. And Happy New Year, everybody. And I know New Year's Eve is probably the next Thursday, and I probably will go live because I'm working that day. So I'll be home. No plans. So I'll see you at 6 p.m. on Thursday. And yeah, make sure that if you want to share your YouTube channel, type hashtag 4cats. You'll have about 30 seconds of my outro at the end of the stream to put that in the live stream comments, or you can go back into my video when it posts and put that in the comments there. And I have a new outro song. So if any of you were here for the new intro, it's the same intro background, but I've been playing with AI and writing myself lots of songs. So I'm going to be changing them out, as time goes along. So make sure you listen to the outro song. It's a merengue, but it's got my cats, mention of my cats in there. It's really, really cute. Well, thank you, Christy. Nice to see you. Yeah, so thanks again, everybody. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and have a fabulous day. I'll see you again before the year ends.
She got sunshine dreams and a suitcase in mind, counting down the days.